Hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone. Are you going to come up here? Come on. Come say hi. Here's your Lexi dose. She is still not a fan of this bed, but she's decided, oh, well, you're particularly affectionate this morning. She's decided to at least deign me with a half-up visit. You gonna come all the way up? Come on, you can do it. No? Put it up here. She's trying to get me to play with her toy. But I'm talking to you, so I'm going to ignore her, and she's going to get very upset in a minute, so we'll see. Yeah, welcome back. I had a semi-productive week. Didn't get done what I wanted to get done, but things are a little crazy right now, so I'm taking a little bit of extra time for self-care, and which means Stardew Valley. And I know myself, and if I make myself work on projects, because when I was young and I was in 4-H and there was a deadline, what starts out as fun ends up not being so fun. So sometimes I just put it down. When I don't feel like working on it, I don't make myself. Unless I do have a deadline really close. So that I can keep my enjoyment. Because that's really the point, isn't it? So I got some stitching done, but not as much as I wanted. And there are reasons, and we'll kind of go into those as I go through the whips. And as I go through my upcoming plans, because that's also coloring where I think I'm going to be going for the next little bit. A little bit of haul. The next few weeks are going to be kind of haul heavy. I used part of my tax return to buy toys. Expo. So this week you'll see the first of my Expo goodies. Which are going to start rolling in. And then I invested in a few other things that should be coming along as well. So, yeah, spent more money than I probably should have, but it was my tax refund, and it was a treat, and I'll probably use my stimulus to pay bills. So, at least I used one of them for toys. Part of it for toys. So yeah, let's get into that. I moved all this stuff hoping Lexi would come up here, and she didn't. During the week of Expo, since it was virtual, Mystic Fabrics had a fabric games on Sunday, and I snagged a couple pieces. Both the pieces that I got are website fabrics, so if you like them, mysticfabrics.com, you can go over and order your own. And one of these I have been meaning to order for a while, so it just saved me ordering it on the website. Not right now, baby. And then the other one, I just decided then that I wanted. And this is the one that I kind of decided I wanted then. And this is Mother Nature. It's a 32 count Lugana. I just need some more neutrals, and I don't have very many dark neutrals, so here's Mother Nature, just greens and browns. I will find the perfect thing to put on it eventually. But yeah, I wanted to get a piece of Lugana or linen because I'm trying to expand my collection of those so that I will use them more often. So I got one piece I wanted, and then I got one piece that I thought would be useful, and this is the piece that I thought would be useful. Not to say it's not gorgeous, it's just not what was on my radar. And then this is the piece that I've been eyeing for some time. And again, I got it in a different fabric than I normally like, but that's fine. And this is Aurora. It is a 16 count, but I got it in the opalescent. I know a lot of people love the opalescents, and I love the way they look, don't get me wrong. But I have found that for some reason, I think because the shimmer makes it harder to find the holes, and a lot of my opalescents are dark fabrics, I have a hard time stitching on them. But here we go. This is Aurora. Hopefully we're still recording. It looks like I just got a phone call in there. You want this? I wish you could see her face right now. She's giving me the begging face. All right. Oops. So anyway, this is Aurora, in case that got cut off. I love it. Again, I'll find something to put on this. Actually, I think I might know what I'm going to put on this because I just ordered another pattern that I will be using for a gift. I realized earlier this week there was one person that I didn't have a pattern for yet that I wanted to make a Christmas gift. And I've ordered it and probably, hopefully, maybe, possibly, will be starting this week. Although I think I want to do it on something darker. And when you see it, you'll understand my dilemma. But you won't see it this week because I've been too lazy to pull down the cover photo. So that's my haul for this week. Got something else that will probably be arriving tomorrow, of course, because that's the way that works, right? What? I don't have time right now, so you can sit up here and chill out, or you can get your ball later because I don't know where it is. I think it went under the bed. She's scared to go under the bed. So whip updates. Pull these out. Like I said, I didn't really get as much done as I would have hoped. Magical Stitches prompts for this week were 1,000 stitches, and I got to almost 1,000, but I actually didn't fill all the prompts. So, oh good, she got it. I was worried. And here's why. I love Grimm's. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't have picked it if I didn't like it. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. My niece is going to love it. But when I have to stitch large chunks of it at a time, the way it's set up, because all of the pieces are so individually are so small that you might do 20 stitches in a color and then you have to change colors or you have to change locations and count over and do a bunch of stuff. And so it takes a long time. And the way I had it set up this week, I was supposed to do 500 stitches on Grimm's, and I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. So when I started, I did the 500 stitches that went on other things first. So I'll go ahead and show you those. First, one of the prompts was stitching on something that had a boat. And I chose to work on Stitching Book Club's Frankenstein because that has a boat, and I hope she's not moving the camera so much that it's like nausea-inducing because she keeps playing her ball over by the tripod. Digressions are massive this week. Stitching Book Club's Frankenstein, and I'm not going to bother posting a cover photo because I have enough of this done that you can see what it looks like. So here is where I'm at. You can see I've got a good chunk of it done. That's a little misleading though, because those top two with the tombstone and then with Mary Shelley, that's all gonna have to get frogged. It is all one row too high and it's into the border. So that's one of the reasons that I haven't been working on this one a lot. And when I was deciding to work on it this week, what I did this week was filling in parts of this border down here on the bottom. But it's absolutely, this is one of those ones that I wasn't sure when I started it I really questioned my color choices, and now I love it. So I'm gonna try to make myself get over the frogging and just go ahead and do it. Because yeah, it's pretty and it needs to be done. Keeping in the same theme, one of my other prompts was, and these were all 100 stitch prompts, so this is why it's going to look like I didn't get a whole lot done. One of the other prompts was something to do with a soldier, and so I picked Stitching Book Club Sense and Sensibility because one of the main characters is Colonel Brandon, so that is something to do with a soldier. So 100 stitches doesn't look like a terrible lot on this one either. This is the hand-dyed fabric that came in the kit, and all the called for colors, and I've just barely got the bottom of the flower started. But this promises to be a pretty quick stitch. I mean, obviously, look at the size of the fabric. It's not very big. But this is the beginning of week 1, and week 2 came out last weekend. So I'm behind. I actually need to look at the schedule, although I have started my reading. Another prompt, and the other one I didn't show you last week, was something to do with nature's magic. And I took this opportunity to start another project that I have been chomping at the bit to start and haven't really had an excuse to. But when I think of magic, I think of things that are kind of amazing and gorgeous. And so I chose, and again, I don't have a cover photo for this one either, because they're all mystery stitch-alongs, and so none of them have cover photos. But I chose Climbing Goats Designs Wonders of the Solar System Stitch-Along. And so I got my first 100 stitches in. This is on 16 Count Nothing by Mystic Fabrics. Get back here. So not very much done. I just got a very little beginning of the start of Mars. And the most recent planet just came out today, so after I finish Mars, I have Neptune and Jupiter to do also. Again, these are kind of quick stitches, so I may get to do some of that as well. And then the last 2 prompts I did were something hot and something cold, and this is what I told you I was going to do last week. And again, no cover photo because it was a stitch along, and it was, I don't know that we ever saw a cover photo for it. But this is the Avatar The Last Airbender stitch along from last year. And so I fit it into something hot with fire and something cold with water/ice. And I'm saying "and" a lot today. So here's what I got in on my 200 stitches on that. And basically I filled in all of this yellow. So there's a little bit more yellow, of just a few more rows here. And then I'm actually almost done. This is part 1, which is one of the reasons that I fell behind on this one really quickly, because it's full coverage, as you can see. But then I just have a little bit to fill in, and then I'd be finished with part 1 of 6. And I would probably pop down next instead of, if I jump over to what the actual part 2 was, it basically was like the end of this one and then this part, so the beginning of this. There was no actual like interesting stuff on it. So I may jump down and do Fire is Underneath Water. But I think that this is absolutely gorgeous. I love the colors. I love the way that it's working out. Yet another one that I don't get to work on nearly as much as I wanted to. So those were the ones that I got done for Magical Stitches, and I left a lot on the table because since I didn't do my Grims, which was the one where I found 5 on one whip. I also didn't get the 500 bonus stitches I would have gotten for that. So I kind of feel like I let my team down a little bit, even though this is just for fun. But I'm trying to break out of that mindset, and here's why. There are other things I can do, just because I didn't do the weekly prompts. I did read 2 books. I finished the focus book. I finished the Sea of Monsters. So that got my team stitches. And then I decided to go ahead and work on the extra credit instead, because for the extra credit, I can work on whatever projects I want. So I picked up Defying Gravity. And in case you need a reminder, here's what it looks like. And here's where I'm at. I got about 300 and some stitches in on it. So I finished all of the words. Gravity is now done, and I got to start in on the face. So continuing plans, I'll keep filling in the black up here. And what I like to do is I like to alternate a strand of black and then a strand of color and then a strand of black and a strand of color until I have page 2 finished. But I'm over halfway done with page 2. And actually, I'd say looking at that, I'm probably like 3/4 of the way done with page 2. There's a lot of color changing though down in the facial area, so that doesn't really mean it's going to go fast from here on out. But yeah, making progress. Almost halfway with this one. Whew. So that's what I worked on this week. Future plans. Again, this week I don't like the Magical Stitches prompts. I don't like the Magical Stitches prompts for me. I hope I don't seem like I'm complaining. It's a lot of fun and I really enjoy it. I just still need to learn how to make it work for me. So there are 2 prompts, 500 stitches each. One is on something that could be used as a cauldron, and one is on a place that you could have a picnic, I think. I have stuff that would fill both of those, but it's nothing I really want to work on this week. And I don't want to take penalty stitches because they're on Grimm's, and I just said I don't like doing huge blocks on Grimm's because 500 stitches on Grimm's takes me forever compared to 500 stitches on, say, Defying Gravity, where I don't do as much color changing. So this week, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to work on whatever the mood strikes me for. And I'm going to count it towards the extra credit and the year-long projects. So extra credit, the one thing I can tell you that I will get done this week is I need to do about 125 more stitches on Defying Gravity. And then that would be 500 stitches towards the March extra credit. The March extra credit goes in 500, 1,000, or 1,500 stitch bundles that all have to be on the same whip. So as I say, another 125 stitches on this one. I will have 500. So it'll count. There's also a bonus this month of 2,000, one 2,000 stitch prompt. I could do any and all of those on Defying Gravity. I will probably do at least 500 plus 125, at least 625 more stitches on Defying Gravity. Then I'm going to work on what I want to work on. What does that look like? Maybe Wonders of the Solar System, probably Sebastian, probably Deal Struck. I might start the new Christmas present. I have to look through my fabric and see if I have one that I like or if I need to order fabric for that one. Some of the other gifts that I have to work on. The year-long challenges are to build the cabins, and you can just do whatever increments you want, and every 2,000 you get towards rebuilding one of the 12 cabins, and then they've just started the repairs on the rest of it, so that's another 160,000 stitches. So I don't understand why I was so fixated on finishing the weekly challenges, because there are so many other things I can do. I mean, I can do 5,000 stitches on Defying Gravity, and every stitch will count towards my team. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll do the prompts when they fit. I'll do penalty stitches when I feel like working on Grimm's, and the rest of the time I will work on the things that don't have a requirement for a certain project. And hopefully I will be able to actually get some stuff done this way, because now I have 7 gifts that I've got to work on. And I'm this close to scrapping the sunflowers project and starting that over and making that Spider-Man and keeping sunflowers for me. Because the more I feel like that's going to be the right decision. But I still need to check with his mom and see what she thinks. I don't know. I hope you guys don't mind me thinking out loud. This is kind of helpful to me. And also, I live by myself and I'm still working nights, and I see the same 3 to 5 people. And so sometimes I just need to talk to someone besides Lexi. That kind of bleeds into life updates, since I'm done with future plans. Life updates. Say goodbye to the purple hair. It is going away on Thursday. As I'm filming this, it's Tuesday. Back to my red. And that is because as of May 9th, I am going to be returning to working days. I knew it was coming, so I'm not going to say I'm disappointed. I'm gently sad. I think I've mentioned before, it turns out I'm really a night person, and I have been doing so well. In fact, I got the best review. In the middle of a pandemic, I got the best job review I've ever gotten, and my productivity was higher than it's ever been because I work really well at night. And so I'm kind of mourning the loss of productive Carrie and the return of daytime zombie Carrie. So yeah, but it will also be nice to see all my friends. But at the same time, I am mega introvert, and where my cubicle is located is a very busy part of the office. So I am also really worried about, I've had to come in early a couple of times for various things while I've been on the night shift, and the amount of people around and the noise just shot. I got super anxious and I am not looking forward to that readjustment. I said I'm gonna post a sign warning feral introvert attempting to reacclimate. Please proceed with caution. So yeah, I have a hunch I'll be spending a lot of time hidden in my lab space, which is a lot more isolated. Just until I can get used to being around people again, because we're going from, on a busy night, there are 5 people in the building. On a quiet night, there are 2 of us. Going back from that to being in the building where there are 50 people on my floor all at once is going to be a shock. And then going back to days, which, as I said, turns out I'm really a night person. And I didn't even realize how tired I was until I wasn't tired anymore. So I'm not looking forward to going back into that. But, I mean, we knew it was going to happen eventually. So yeah, regular hair color back to days. Still dancing, still having fun with it. And that's really all that's going on in life updates. Media, I haven't been doing a lot because like I said, I've been playing Stardew Valley. Been working my way through my audiobooks. I'm working my way through my manga. And that's it. So I will go ahead and just let you go. Hope you all have a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you next time. Bye.